Cause listen, we're in there like what swim. Okay, cause y'all know. Welcome to another. First of all, why is it so low? I'm short, but I'm not that short. I just feel like y'all can see the floor. Cause what we doing? Try out rushing, but we're gonna talk about that as soon as I get ready about talk about this. Okay, welcome to the girl. We're not starting. We act like you know the show. You've been doing this for too long, Domo. Talk. Thank you. Welcome to another episode of One Being Brave. I'm your host, Domo Jones. How y'all doing? Y'all good? Are y'all straight? Y'all solid? Solid as a rock. Exactly. And that's on period. I'm just grateful that you guys are here. I mean, that's it. It's so simple. I'm grateful that you guys are here. And I'm just glad that y'all watching me, seeing what we're talking about. Okay, so let's get into it. All right, so house rules. No profanity. What we gonna do that for? It's too many words. Why? Why are we not using them? You know how many words in a dictionary we can use to get our point across? Oh, okay. Yeah, we about to use all those. I'm about to use a 7 that y'all made. Child, child. Also, no bashing of race, religion, gender, politics, or sexual. Domo. Because why you act like you don't know how to talk? Calm down. I just drank a VA energy, so you know my energy is at a whopping 9.7. Okay. No bashing of race, religion, gender, politics. Thank you, Grandma. I love you. Your skin is beautiful too. I get it from you. No bashing of race, religion, gender, politics, or sexual preferences, because from one blood he made all the nations. So we y'all didn't know? Oh no, we family. Like a giant tree branching out toward the sky. We're a family. And that's on period. All y'all invited to the barbecue and tell them I sent you. Who gonna check for me? Who gonna check? Cause who gonna check for me? Are y'all invited? Cause somebody, a uncle, somebody, a cousin, somebody, auntie, grandma, and them. You in the kitchen? I'm in the kitchen. What we talking about? Okay. Soap operas to the max. This show is called One Being Brave because it represents the 1 billion people of the world that have a disability and or medical condition. Old heads, you already know what I'm about to say. Newcomers, catch on quick. Get you one of us in your circle. Don't get you one of me though, but get you one of us. Because we top tier. Like the tier is right there, and then we advance. And then every time I get new guests, my guests raise the tier even higher. So it's just like, so you already know my guest this time is about to. We have a doc. We have a doctor in the house. Y'all can't tell me no. We international. Y'all can y'all can't tell me nothing at all. But get you one of us in your circle, because once you get you one of us, you're gonna be like, dang, I should have. I know. I've been saying it. You welcome. Let me just say it now. You're welcome. Get you one of us. Also, this is one of the very important. I mean, very. And I need y'all to get y'all good air in. We talk about Jesus Christ on this show. I don't know what y'all do over there, but over here, JC is the way to be. Bars. I why? I mean, why not? Why wouldn't we talk about Jesus Christ? Like, we gonna keep the main thing the main thing, and He is the main. Child, don't get me started. That's the Jesus Christ is number one stunner. And that's on. Nobody does it better, and that's on period. I don't care what nobody say. Jesus Christ is better than white rice. Stop the press. Stop the press. Cause I killed the game again. Domo, you gotta chill. Cause you be hitting them so soon and they not like really ready. It don't matter. Cause no man knows the hour of the day. And I don't either. Alright, so I told y'all I had an energy drink and we in there. Also, this show is one of the very few shows that has a hostess with a disability that interviews guests with disabilities and or medical conditions. Oh heads. Okay. Newcomers. Okay. Lady O, Tyler Perry, and Mother Ava DuVernay. I'm gonna see all three, y'all. All three. 1, 2, 3 is the way to be. 1, 2, 3, you gonna see me. 1, 2, 3, let's party. Bars again. That's crazy. Lady O, coming to the house. I don't know what we're doing out here in California. This weather is wild, but we can go inside. I know you got 19 fireplaces. Choose one. Tea and crumpets. We got lots to chat about. I want to be in Oprah's favorite things. Something. A shoelace. I don't care. A elbow. A glasses. It doesn't matter. I want to be a part of Oprah's favorite things. Whatever. Whatever you want me to be a part. Listen, I'm in it. And then after Lady O, thank you for your time. Mom Sonia, I see you. I love you. Mom, hey girl. Crystal, hey girl. After we see Lady O, it's time for us to go to Tyler Perry. Tyler Perry, listen. You got houses with an S. You got mansions. You have properties. You let me know where you want me to be. We both have iPhones. I'm sure you probably got 4 or 5, but you just send me the location. We can go to one of your houses. We can go to the studio. I can meet you at your pilot center. It doesn't matter. Because my life alone, you have 19 easy seasons of something. My life alone is going to be the longest standing show ever. Just my life. So you got stuff. After we see you, thank you for your time. Take care, God bless. It's time for us to get our locks done at Rockefeller. Me and Mother Ava DuVernay. I'm in chair 1, she in chair 2. I'm in blow dryer 1, she in blow dryer 2. Chopping up. What you say? I can't. What? Text me, because I can't hear the dry. That's how it's gonna be. In my head, it makes sense. And when it happens, thinking not strange, because y'all heard it here live. Thinking not strange when it happens, you'll be like, dang, Domo really said it. Somebody gonna take a picture of them under the dryer at Rockefeller while she leaning forward talking about, I can't cut. That's how it's gonna be. It makes sense in my head. That's all I'm saying. Okay, so another got to the way. On this show, we have added for this season, we have added to raise awareness, pay homage to shed light to the awareness ribbons of the world. Breast cancer is not the only awareness ribbon. It's way more. And on this show, we gonna acknowledge all of them. Okay? And that's on period. Gabe, could you please tell us what the awareness ribbon for the month of May is? Come on! Go gray in May. Brain cancer awareness is May. And I'm excited about this one because this is specifically my ribbon. My ribbon is gray. Now, let's talk about it real quick. Because as you guys can see, I am colorful. Why my ribbon gotta be gray? Out of all the colors in the world, gray. You can't dust it with no nothing? Gray? Did the Lord not know that I was going to be a part of this month? It can't be like a pastel yellow or orange? Child, when I said, well, I need to talk to corporate because we got to switch up these colors. We got to make up a color. Opa. I don't know. But gray, ugh, who can we mix up color gray and orange, gray and purple, gray and white? Child, but I'm grateful that I'm here. I'm grateful that I can represent. For those that do have brain tumors or cancer, we just want to acknowledge you. I want to pay homage personally because this is my month as well. And I want to acknowledge you on this show. Thank you for your fight. Thank you for your diligence. Thank you for just showing up. It's not easy. It ain't easy fighting every day. And that's on period. But over here, we love you, boo. All right, so real quick, before I bring up my next guest, before I bring out the doctor, okay? Because I'll be saying that all the time. The doctor. Um, so yesterday I had a doctor's appointment, and as I was leaving, this lady, um, she said to me, I hope you feel better. Now, I was looking like, I feel bad. And she was innocent when she said it, and very innocent. But it just makes me think like I feel like a lot of people, because they see me with a walker, because they see me with leg braces, they automatically think that I'm down, there's a problem, there's a situation. But here's the thing. Look at my countenance. Don't look at what I carry. Oh, that's good. Oh, look at the countenance, not what I carry. Because what I carry is heavy, but how am I carrying it? What's my posture when it's being hit? Domo, that was good. Wow, 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 wow. Look at my countenance, not what I carry. What I carry does not define who I am. Because I was walking out there with my walker just as happy as can be because it was sunny and I was not hurting. I was low key skipping with grace. But I was like, listen, don't let the disability fool you. Don't do it. Cause I'm okay. And that's for everybody out there. Please do not assume that because of what you see, that someone is ill, someone is having a bad day, someone is not feeling well, uh any of those things, just because they have a medical accessory, just because you see them with a medical aid, because I mean, just by looking at my walker, it's decorated. Like, and I have tennis shoes on them. So what? What? Huh? Child, where am I feeling down at? Huh? But you know what? I appreciate the lady. I appreciate her because at least she spoke. At least she didn't just stare. But for future reference, look at the countenance of someone that you see looks a little different than you. Don't look at what they carry. For those that go to the Change Church, just understand that my dad gets all the nuggets from me, because that was a nugget that I just. If you hear that on Sunday, just know that, okay? Because I be teaching him. I be teaching him when he be dropping nuggets at church. When he be dropping them nuggets on Sunday, I be teaching. So, girl, don't be taking no credit. That's God. Don't take no credit. I don't take no credit at all. That's not me. I ain't that quick. He really be listening to the Father. Okay, so now that we got that out the way. I am super grateful for my next guest. Because she is talking about something that we really don't talk about at all. Like, we kind of brush it away, and it's very, very, very important. And then also, she a doctor. We made it. What else is there to say? Talk about certified. Yeah. And wait a minute, but wait, there's more. She's one of us. And but wait, there's more. Black don't crack. I'm tapped out. I'm tapped out. Gabe, can you please bring the beauty? Hey, girl,
Hey, hey,
how
I
are
was
you?
like sitting here laughing. Oh my
I'm so
goodness.
grateful that you're on. Thank you, Dr. Judy.
Thank
I appreciate it.
you. Thank you for inviting me.
You're so welcome. All right, so let's get into it. Can you tell us where you're from and the um uncommon thing that we're going to be talking about today?
Yeah. So, again, you guys can see I'm Dr. Judy Wright. I'm a family physician and I'm a wellness and performance strategist. I live in New Jersey, but if you ask me where I'm from New York City. That does
New
not
York.
ever leave me. That does not ever leave me. Um, and yeah, I thank you for inviting me because what we're talking about today is really, mental health and how stress affects us.
Yeah,
This is what I talk about um, with people about how to manage their stress and how to prevent burnout and how it affects our mental health in general. What can we do about it? Because prevention
right.
is key, right? We live in a society where people are always talking about how to cure a thing, and we need to be talking about how to prevent a thing.
Come on. Don't cure prevent nuggets. That was bars. That was so good. Okay, so can you share with us how you even started this journey with developing just intrigueness about stress? What
Whew.
how did it get how'd you get here?
How it happens for a lot of people, it happened to me, right? And so, the first thing I'm going to say is we all are going to experience stress, right? But I want people to understand not all stress is bad, right? Stress
Right.
is part of our fight and our flight system. When we like, yo, we got to get up out of here, we're going to have to duke our way up out of here, right? Like,
Yeah.
so not all stress is bad. Like short-term stress will actually get our brains activated and have us moving and shaking and getting
Right.
stuff done. But when stress goes on for a long time, right? Uninterrupted, or we just have one stressor building on another stressor, building on another stressor, and we're not getting any breaks, that's when it becomes a problem. That's when it starts to hit us physically. That's when it starts to hit us mentally. And that's when we start to go toward and deep into the burnout phase. And so, that's what you have to look out, that long term, that chronic stress that we don't even know how to stop it. We don't have the tools. No one ever
Right.
taught us. And a lot of us normalize stress, right? Like some of us really wear stress like a badge, right? Like, because it looks like, hey, look at me. I'm stressed out because I'm busy. I'm not,
Yes.
I'm busy, right? And so we do nothing about it, right? But we need to stop wearing that as a badge, right?
Yeah.
What it is, okay, use it to our benefit and not to our detriment. Don't just let it sit
Right.
around like, a long lost family member that's not adding anything to the family,
Exactly. So true. So true. So when it comes to stress, are there certain levels and how can you tell when you're at when you're at that level to where it's uncontrollable?
Yeah, that's a good question, right? So like I said before, sometimes anybody that's been in school and know that they had that paper to do or they had that test, they knew that test was coming. They knew they had weeks to study for this test or weeks to write this paper and they didn't do it. Or they may have tried to sit down and do it and they just couldn't get done. But hold up. Now all of a sudden there's like 48 hours to game time. And suddenly their brain is firing on all cylinders. They getting it done. They're studying, they're focused, they're this. That's because they're using that stress. That's the fight part, right? They use
Yeah.
that stress to their benefit. But when that test is done, when that paper is handed in, everything is supposed to go back down to normal. When you have a situation, let's say what a lot of people think about when they think about burnout, their jobs. Although burnout can come in a variety of ways. People get caregiver burnout, they get relationship burnout. We have children who are getting burned out, academically. We have, but let's think work. Um, when you may be in a work situation where everything every day is a fire. You're just putting
Mhm.
out fires every day, right? To the point where even when you go home, you just still feel it, like you're on edge,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah.
All the time, and it's easier to be that way. Why? Because we have all this technology, right? People can get at you with text, they can get at you with emails, they can get at, so it's like you're constantly on, you constantly feel the stress, you don't get a break, not even, you don't even feel it, even if people don't contact you, you don't even feel, you know, relaxed on the weekend,
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Um, so it could be one type of stressor that's just long running. And that's why I say caregivers burnout is a thing too. Because when you're a caregiver all the time, right? Right? Unless you figure out how to put things in place to give yourself a break. You're a caregiver all the time. So it could be one long running stress, but I don't want people to get confused. Sometimes it's a bunch of stressors that are just a button
Mhm.
against each other. As one end, you don't get a break before other one hits. And so
Yeah.
you are constantly in stress mode. What does that do? Well, when we are stressed, we're pouring out these hormones. We're pouring out adrenaline, which
Yeah.
everybody knows about that adrenaline, but we're pouring out that cortisol too, right? And that cortisol is also what we're pouring out because we're so stressed out and things. It affects the adrenaline and the cortisol starts to affect our body. This is what causes us where our heart starts beating fast, we start breathing fast, where
Mhm.
where
Mhm.
our stomach is in knots, where all of the things. Sometimes we feel some pain, we get the headaches, all of the things,
Yeah.
and we're not sleeping well, we feel fatigued. But what people don't realize is also affecting parts of our brain and actually making it smaller. When people have cognitive impairment, what's happening to their brain, right?
Yeah.
People that go through like age related type, memory loss or whatever. As
Mhm.
you age, your brain gets smaller. It doesn't stay the same size, it actually gets smaller. Well, you can make certain parts of your brain smaller because of the constant hits from these stress hormones.
Mm.
So when you like, I have mental fog, right? I can't think straight, right? Everything just seems that much more difficult. You just seem fatigued, exhausted mentally, physically, and emotionally. All of those things are happening when you don't know how to better deal with your stress.
That's deep because I hear a lot of people talk about brain fog, mental fog, and I didn't really put it to correlation with stressors.
Mhm.
I never thought that something as simple as stress can cause your brain to diminish, can cause your brain to shrink, can cause a lot of your motor skills to dissipate. Like I didn't even think how, and I understand now as you're speaking, I understand now why they always have that common motto, stress is a silent killer. I hear that so much and I'm like,
Yeah.
how?
People respond to something that shouts at them, like pain. Pain shouts at people, right?
Yeah.
And uh it's why Domo, I would have when I was practicing, I would have patients come in, and sometimes they would tell me a whole slew of things that was happening right then and there. And then as they're getting ready to walk out the door, oh yeah, 2 days ago I was experiencing this chest pain. Uh and yeah, I've experienced it several, it comes like 2 to 3 times a week, right? They're saying that as a matter of fact as they're getting ready to walk out the door. And I'm like, back up.
Move back.
Right? Let's move back. And it's because they weren't feeling that pain right then and there. So they weren't really thinking about it. Okay.
Mm,
Um, Things like stress, because the other thing about stress is, and I said this before, but I want to elaborate. A lot of us wear stress as a badge, and we actually normalize it. We sit there and say, well, everybody feels stressed. Like, what are we supposed to do about that? Everybody feels stressed, right? It's just what you have to deal with. And I tell people all the time, chronic stress is not normal, right? Stress is going to happen. Stress is inevitable.
Right.
That chronic, it doesn't abate stress. That's not normal. Please do not normalize it. It is not like brushing your teeth every day. Okay, it's not that. Like, don't
Yeah.
that's not something you should be normalizing, right? And so I want people to get it through their heads that yes, a job could you could work in a high stress job without taking on all of the stress on your back forever and a day. What it shouldn't be like that.
Yeah.
And dare I say, figure out how to deal with that high stress environment, or maybe that environment is not for you.
That's good. Because
Yeah,
a lot of people do take on work stuff home and they carry it. So from your expertise, from your knowledge, how do you balance normalcy stress compared to leaning into the chronic side of it?
right. Very important. It's a slippery slope. You can easily just take this on. Ask me how I know. Okay, where
How
you
you know?
just you know we, this is where prevention comes in, right? I
Yeah.
was there. You take on more. You want to be a team player. You want to you again. You wear it as a badge. I'm out here working, and before you know it, you're working at the office, or you're working at home. You're working in the evenings after work. You put your children down just so that you can go back and finish out what you were doing. You're working
Mhm.
on the weekends. You're taking calls, you're doing this, you're doing that, and you tell yourself it's no big deal. When then it becomes a normal in your life. So now all of a sudden, when you're not sleeping well, and somebody says, "Well, is anything cropping up? Is anything new?" You know what you say? No, because
So
you've
quick.
already normalized it. So it can't be some new stressor, right? You've already normalized that. So that's why it's important to build in systems to try to prevent that from happening. That could
Mm.
be anything from one of the things that was big for me was to have a mindful moment. So at a certain time of day, I would I would set an alarm so that at a certain time of day, every day, even on the weekend, um, an alarm would go off, and that alarm would tell kind of was my reminder to stop for a moment.
Mm.
Just stop. You could close your eyes. You could walk away from the computer. You obviously, if I'm in the middle of a meeting, I can't do that. But I would still keep it as a reminder, snooze it or something, so that when the
Right.
meeting was over, right? That's me building in a stop mode, right?
Yeah.
Pause, because nobody's going to give that to you. You have to
Mhm.
take your pause. You have to build in your pauses. So I always tell people, I don't care if you're building in 2-minute pauses, 5-minute pauses, right? If you're going to do 2 minutes, then do 2 minutes every 60. Do two
Yeah.
minutes every
Oh.
90. You know what I'm saying? Build in your pause. Go out and get some sunshine. And let me tell you something for the remote workers, because I do remote as well. If you're a remote worker, I'm telling you right now, they can get, no, you can listen to them all you want to, but they actually get more work out of you than they're trying to put on, because the delineation is not
Mhm.
there. You're in your house working. It makes it that much easier to work, right? So you have to do things like, if you were live in an apartment and it's not a big apartment, if you can somehow cordon an area off that you can close off with a curtain, so that when you're done, close that curtain. It's your transition to say, I'm done.
Oh, that's good.
Okay. If you
That's
live in a
good.
house, take a part of your house that you can walk away from and not look back till the next day. You need to be able to do things like that to transition yourself away from work, okay, into your personal life, away from your work life into your personal life, because you won't hear me say work life balance, because work is a part of life, and we need to stop acting like work is on Mars and life is on Earth.
Right.
Right. And transition your and by the same token, transition yourself from your personal space back into your workspace.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Whether you work in the home or out the home, I believe in that. If there's a song that tells you I'm about to start, or a song that tells you I'm about to finish,
Yeah.
if there's a routine that you need to do, but definitely build in your your pauses, because that is very important. And the other thing, Domo, boundaries. Ooh wee.
Oh, that's good.
If you don't have boundaries, please go get some boundaries. I'm gonna
That's
need y'all to
good.
go get some boundaries, and not just get them, do whatever it takes to maintain them. Now that doesn't
Maintain.
mean that you won't, that sometimes you won't switch a little bit, but even that you should be able to say, these are the scenarios that might make me say, okay, I'm gonna back off a little bit on this boundary for the next 5 minutes. Right?
Right.
You should have that in hand. Like in the mornings, I don't want my children talking to me before 6:30. I'm just saying,
That's it.
I don't
That's
want you talking to me before 6:30. What's happening? And if there's a fire in the house, could y'all call 911 first and then say, "Mommy, there's a fire"? Y'all old enough now. I'm just saying.
and then I call 911 already. So,
You called 911, now say, "Mommy, get out the house. There's a fire." Okay. But that's
but
that
do not
before
call. That's
6:30.
good though.
Before 6:30 is my time to just be at peace, be by myself, be with myself, be in prayer, be in meditation, you know.
Yeah.
Um, it's just my time. And then when 6:30 comes, okay, now y'all could, yeah, you could talk to
Because
me
I'm
in
in the right headspace.
the right headspace.
That's good. I do want to ask because you did mention, and this is another subject or another category that we don't really talk about a lot, and that's caregivers. Um, I want to get, just pick your professional brain, but then also your personal brain on the stresses that caregivers have, but how can they balance
Hmm.
when you're literally on the clock 24/7?
Yeah. Um, s- Caregivers are difficult, and this is where it building community becomes so important. I know
Mm,
not everybody has an extra hand to help them, right? So where in the community can you get that help, right?
mhm,
Is it from the church? Could you get somebody that's willing to come in and sit with them 2 hours while you go do something for yourself?
mhm, mhm.
Okay. 2 hours every 2 weeks, 2 hours a week, every and 2 hours every 2 weeks, it would make the world of difference because you have something to look forward to. When I let me say, when I had babies, right? I know people said, well, when they sleep, you should sleep. That didn't always happen. Sometimes when they slept, that now meant I could read a book. That now meant that I could go watch something that I wanted to watch and not some baby something something something.
Right, baby shark.
Right, because that was just as much rest for me
Mm,
as sleep was, right? And so even though they would say you should sleep when the baby sleeps, I get it, but rest comes in a variety of ways. I know people think I'm crazy, but when my daughter um was a newborn. My husband is not a night person, and I was not a morning person. And
mm,
so in the mornings, he would have it handled. If he wasn't working, he would have that handled. In the night, I don't care. I could put the baby right up to his ear screaming. He did not move. He did not budge, right? So that means in the mornings and the days, I should be sleeping because I would pump milk. I should be sleeping.
yeah.
Here's the crazy part. I'm a DIYer. I like to use my hands.
Uh-huh.
I kind of renovated my kitchen on my own while I was on maternity.
How in the world? We do it all, guys.
Right?
We do.
Because I looked at my kitchen. I was like, I don't want that wallpaper, and I don't want. Oh my goodness, I'm gonna have to learn how to skim the walls, and I'm gonna have to learn how to do this. And I put up a backsplash. We never had a backsplash. I put up a backslash. I did this, and everybody's like, "What in the world? Why aren't you sleeping?" But for me, it was so therapeutic
Yeah. I get
that's
that.
what we're doing.
But
So I'm here to
that's an extreme therapeutic.
yes. Yes. But rest comes in a variety of ways. I wouldn't tell
Yes.
everybody to do it that way. But
Yeah.
rest does come in a variety of ways because rest helps to restore you and it feeds you. It nourishes you and it feeds your soul. So rest
That's
comes
good.
in a variety of ways.
That's real good. What's up, Cuzzo? Love you. Um, that's good. I never thought about rest comes in a variety of different ways because everybody thinks rest means sleep.
You ever tired and you don't want to go out, but the minute you get out around your girls, it's on and popping. Like
Yes.
to get you to go out, you're like, man. But the minute you get out,
I mean a minute.
and when you come back, you just feel revived.
Right.
You were poured into by
Yeah.
those people that you love, and you poured into them, and it gave
That's good.
and it restored you. And so we need
That's
some of
good.
that. You do need your sleep. So
Yeah.
when you're talking about the caregivers, look everywhere that you can get the support that you need because that comes in clutch.
Mm-hmm.
Look everywhere. A lot of times we say, I don't have anybody else. Are you sure? Are there community services that you could use? Are there day programs? Sometimes your people like, I don't want to be there, but you you gotta get your people to understand. For me to be the best for you, I need some time too.
That's it right there. And they have to be willing to understand that. I
Yeah.
can't give you my best if I'm halfway empty.
Right,
That's not even fair for you.
right. Because if I'm burned out and I end up in the local mental hospital, who is going to take care of you?
It's the who for me. Can you say who one more time like that?
Who is going to take care of you?
Who? Exactly. That's good. Look for it everywhere. That's good because I know a lot of people. I get a lot of guests on here, on purpose, that are caregivers because they don't get enough shine. And my mom is my caregiver, so I have personally I have just a compassion for caregivers because they're like the unsung hero to me.
Mhm.
But a lot of them are burnt out and they're unsure how because they either feel like I'm neglecting or they're like, well, they need me, or it's like, well, I don't have the time. But there's so many different forms of rest, like you said. And then also look for it everywhere. And I don't think people caught on to that part.
Yeah, yeah,
That's nuggets.
yeah,
Oh, that's good.
yeah. And we also like my mom. Both my parents are in their 80s. My mom has been my father's caregiver. She has her own issues. He
Yeah,
just
yeah.
um and she has neck problems and it was really affecting her. And then my father ended up last year in the hospital with COVID.
Mm,
Hospital for 2 weeks and then he went to rehab. And my father ended up going to rehab for 6 months. Because we were like, he's on dialysis, and we kept saying he needs to be able the way that the steps are. We live they live in a row house. He needs to be able to go up and down those steps. He's not going to be homebound. He has to be able to go to dialysis, right?
mhm.
And so they were really working with him. But let me tell you, it was the blessing that my mom needed for a couple of reasons. One, the pain she had just accepted as it just is, the way people accept stress just is,
Yeah.
that pain started to dissipate because she
Wow.
didn't have to do as much as she had been doing, you know. And then, she realized some of stress was some of it as well, right?
Yeah.
So, when we were trying to tell her to look at things differently, she couldn't see it. But when this happened and she had all this time, she started to say, "Oh, wow." Right? And we're like, "You got to let go of some of the stuff that you think and that dad thinks is like traditionally because you guys come from a different time, your responsibility." No, ma'am. Okay?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am. Okay. And so, we really work to get stuff put in place
Yeah.
to help him, but we also were helping her
That's
in the
good.
process.
That's good. And she didn't even realize that she needed the help.
Exactly. Right. Everybody's like, well, does she need a care? I said, you want to know the help she needs? Him. He needs to get the help so she can do
Yes.
less,
There we go.
so that her body doesn't completely break down where she
Right.
now needs the aid too.
Right. Thanks, Cuzzo. Love you. Come on, open it up here too. That's deep. That's good. That's so good. And I'm glad you brought that up because I want to ask, we live in a world where grind is the normalcy. You
Mm,
gotta grind, you gotta grind, 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 grind. So can you tell us how to um how to catch on if it's you just working to catch a goal, or you stressing yourself out because you trying to keep up with the Joneses.
yeah. So, um, grind comes in a multitude of terms, right? Grind, hustle, um, multitask, right?
That's that's good.
Let me tell you, I used to be like, I'm a multitasker. Oh yeah, I got this. I could do this, this, and this, and I really could. I don't know if it's age or if it's, what I've been through or whatever. I don't even want people trying to talk to me while I'm doing this. You're going to have to wait your turn. Okay? I'm sorry. My brain can't
It
do
can't.
doing all that all at once.
Yeah, you distracting me and I don't like it.
I don't like it. I don't like it. The hustle and the grind, I think we didn't just normalize it. We hailed it up.
Right.
Um And it doesn't mean you shouldn't go for what you want, go for your goals. It's how are you going for your goals? People think, oh, the grind, the grind. You know what else we can grind? Our teeth. When people are stressed out, they grind their teeth and they grind it down to a nub, and then before they know it, they're in the dentist. That's not a good thing, right?
I
When
like you.
You know, I'm just saying when the rotors start to grind on your brakes and stuff, and yeah, is that a good thing? Why are we so we about to grind? We about to grind. I
But
just
grind is so negative in the world, but we gotta grind.
but we gotta grind, like you know, the hustle. Other than the dance, I'm just saying that you should I am 100. It says wellness and performance strategist. I am 100% about how can we perform better, higher,
Right.
how can we elevate our success, elevate our ways to get to our goals, and all of that sounds like, oh my god, I'm going to have to do more. And you might, but it's how you do more. How do you do more with ease, right? So one of the things that is very important to me, a lot of the times we try to manage time, and we're like, how we managing something that don't belong to us, right?
Talk
I,
about it.
that's why everybody's like, I got the same 24 hours that Beyonce got. How Beyonce fits so much in her 24 hours. Right? And I can't, and I feel them 110%. I ain't gonna lie. Right? Like, what you doing?
So
Your
true, cause
24 hours,
how?
your 24 hours is lined with
Your
diamonds.
24 hours is not 24.
Right? Because the math don't seem to be mathing over here. What for me, one of the things, and it was a eureka for me, is about manage something that you can manage. So start managing your energy,
Mm.
right? And that again is gonna mean you're gonna have to take and you're gonna have to do some intentional rest so that because rest is restorative, right? It's to restore you, right? People are like, well, I sleep. Okay, is it restful sleep?
Come on.
You know,
Are
uh,
you really sleep?
you could
Are
be
you
in the
gonna
bed for 8 hours. How much of that was restful sleep? How much of that was really asleep? Right? Um, because good sleep, and I heard this over a year ago, and I'm telling you, it never left my mind. It's somebody, it's a doctor that works with brain health, and
yeah.
what she said, she said all day long. So we make about 30 something thousand decisions a day, right? For some people, they may make a little more, some people make a little less, and the strength of our decisions may be different, right?
Mhm.
But we make about 30 to 35,000 decisions a day. And every time we're making decisions and we have to do these things and whatever, all of our thoughts breaks off a little piece, right? Those little pieces that it leaves behind, the little residue is like trash. When you
Right.
get real good restful sleep, it literally washes the brain of that trash. So if you're not getting real good restful sleep, that trash is still staying in there residue. Now we're back to
Dang.
that brain fog,
Wow. And then it just adds on.
and it just
And it
adds on.
ooh, that's good.
And when she said, I said literally, what she said literally washes the brain. That's what
That's good.
good restful sleep does.
That's good. And I don't like to be deep or nothing, but it's in me. The Bible always talks about to rest. And we always think that it means to just stop, but sometimes I mean just the analogy that you used, how when you really get a good rest, how it just wipes the slate clean, it gives you a fresh start.
Yes,
It's like that is how important rest is.
that's how important
That's
rest
crazy.
is. So when we're thinking about the I have an aversion, the hustle and the
Hustle.
grind. Um, we cannot do that, and we cannot do that well, or we cannot meet our goals. We cannot
Yeah.
perform optimally, and we cannot do it because this is the more important part. As we think about sustainable living, think about the sustainability of how you move, how you work, how you perform, and how you succeed. How
Yeah.
sustainable is it? Look, I, for the next 6 months, can go to the gym 3 times a day, 2 hours each time. I'm telling you, that's not going to be long lasting after them 6 months. I
At
can't
all.
sustain some mess like that. Right. So, why, how, let's talk about something that's sustainable. So, when you're doing this, what is sustainable? Because you can do all of that grind and then burn yourself out, and everything you worked for, all of a sudden it comes to a
Gone.
crashing halt.
It comes to a halt. It comes to a stop. You don't even want to do it. It there's no consistency in it. You don't even have the same passion
Right.
for it anymore. That's good.
So a lot of people do this because of fear of being left behind and fear of missing out and fear of this and that. If we learn anything from the Pantomic, I'll call it that. If we learn anything from that, a lot of that is an illusion. That whole
Yeah.
fear of missing out. You are moving on your own time.
That's so true. That's so true.
And I don't say that as, oh, she got it all figured out. Trust me, I get there. Where I'm like, oh my God, I'm not doing this fast enough. Right? I get there. But you have to remind yourself you're moving on
Yeah.
on time. You're moving in God's time.
Mhm.
It's you're not too late,
You're not too come on.
you know. So
You're not too that's good. Oh, just dropping gems. That's good. Dr. Judy, thank you so much for gracing the stage. I definitely appreciate it. This
well,
topic was very important. I learned a lot as well. And everybody talks about that multitasking thing. That was hilarious because we use that so commonly. And it's like, girl, call a spade a spade.
right, right.
Call a spade a spade. That's so good. I definitely appreciate it again. Can you tell us where we can find you? Cause you have nuggets.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. First of all, thank you so much. This was such a joy. And like I said, I walked on here laughing because you just had me cracking up, right? I'm with you guys. I'm backstage just cracking up, right? But my haunts are LinkedIn, and Instagram, and in both places my handle is Judy Wright MD. I tries to keep it simple for the peoples.
Thank
Okay,
you.
right?
Thank you. Gabe, can you put that on the screen, please?
And then my website is wellnesswithdrjudy.com. And I also do a show called the Balance of Excellence Show, where I talk to medical professionals about balance and, about life balance and self care and, things that they've encountered and how did they deal with the stress. And my handle on YouTube is at Dr.JudyWrightMD. I tried to keep it simple for the people.
Tried to keep it
I
across the
tried.
board.
I
We
tried.
don't want y'all to be finding other people. Just stick to the script. That's good. Thank you, Dr. G. Now I'm about to follow in everything. So you stuck with me for life. I just want to put that out there for the
Thank
open. I definitely appreciate it. Everyone, please go follow her on IG, on YouTube, her website, as well as LinkedIn. Just flutter. Just flutter. So before we go, I have a before you go, it's a question that I have no clue what it is. I'm nervous, low key. I get nervous every time. Dang game. If you could start a rumor about yourself,
If I could start a rumor
that was good.
myself,
What would it be? Ooh,
what would it be? It would probably be
dang.
that I am going to, one of my childhood favorites, I am going to star in the next iteration of the Wonder Woman franchise.
And that's on period. And that's on period. Wonder Woman.
Yo, yo, my husband knows he got me a mug with Wonder Woman on it and everything. Like,
I love that. I love that. I'm an answer too. If I had to start a rumor by myself, what would it be? I think my rumor would be shoot. What would my rumor be? I know. My rumor would be I got Oprah's phone number like personally. We talk every day.
every
We
day,
gonna we gonna add on the spice.
every day,
We talk every day. She just
every
flew me in
day,
yesterday. I just
every
got
day.
back 10 minutes ago.
Y'all think that Gail's her best friend, but it's really Domo.
Thank, thank. See, cause I'm gonna let y'all can have it. It don't matter what the TV say. I'm the real one. BFF all day. It's O and Doe. As on period. Thank you, Dr. Judy. Cause see, you
Yes.
just catch on quick. I love it. I love you. You dope. Thank you again so much for gracing the stage. I appreciate it so much. Thank you again for being vulnerable, sharing your journey, but also shedding insight and just helping us out. Okay, because we need it.
Yes.
Child,
No problem. No problem.
we need it. Gabe's gonna put you in the back. Don't log off though. I'm a log. Girl, what you gonna do? I'm a log off. And then, but you don't log off. But I'm a end the show. Golly, child.
All
Too much
right.
going on in my
Bye,
head.
everyone.
Bye. Listen, I told y'all we got a doctor in the hair. We got a doctor in the hair. We got love you, cuzzo. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate it. All right, so thank you guys so much for tuning in. I appreciate it a lot. I never take it lightly. I'm gonna say it every single episode because y'all don't have to. Y'all can be frying chicken. Y'all can be watching Good Times. Like, you guys could be doing anything, literally. You guys could be doing anything. But thank you guys for tuning in and just seeing what we're talking about. All right, so church announcements. If you have a disability, medical condition, if you are a caregiver, or you are a profession in the healthcare field, you know a little something, something, holla at me. Because as you can see, my guests are dope. A, that's one. Two, 1 million brave ain't going nowhere. Child, we ain't going nowhere. But here's the disclaimer. Do not hit me up if your elbow hurt. Don't hit me up if you got a pepper cut. Do not hit me up if you stub your toe against a wall. Turn on the light, get some Neosporin, and go on about your business. Because what they got to do with me? We, as you can see, we deal with real life stuff on this show. Okay? Okay. So if you or someone you know that wants to be a guest on the show, I mean, they're going to be top tier anyway. Let's just start there because all my guests are. All my guests. But if you or you know someone that wants to be on the show and they be dealing with like some real life stuff, like you be like, dang, wow, that's crazy. Then let me know. Holla at me. Holla at me. Thank you. Also, next Tuesday we're live. And in what? In living color. You can Y'all hear my beatbox? Yo, I'm a beatboxer too. Y'all didn't know, huh? I'm a rapper. I'm all the things. Domo. You just be doing it. They don't call me DJ for nothing. I'm a DJ for real. My last name is Jones. My first name is Domo. Dominique Jones, DJ. Okay. Just so y'all know that it's in me for real. Like, this is what I does. Okay. Next Tuesday, we are live and in living color. 7 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Mountain Time, 9 p.m. Central Time, and 10 p.m. Eastern. We live. And you already know my next guest, my guest next week is about to be mad dope. And that's on period. Thank you, Cuzzo. Yeah, be back. I'ma see you on the flip side. One time for the one time. One time for your holy mind. Okay. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate it. Don't log off though, because you already know. After y'all see me, y'all gotta see. Y'all know. Gabe. Get me out of here. Thank you. Love you. Wait, there's more. Wait, there's more. At Wendy's, you can still get a 4 for 4. But wait, there's more. At Wendy's, you can still get a 4 for 4. Oh my gosh. Wow, I done broke the record. That was amazing.